All right, pretend we didn't have that conversation.
Oh, what conversation? I don't know what you're talking about.
Great. Now that you left the bit in it, now I gotta leave this part in. This is even worse. Hello, welcome to Internet Explorers. I didn't just record 5 minutes of Beckett and I talking about Trisha Paytas' sex tape without recording Beckett's audio, so it just sounded like I was talking to myself, talking about how I'd fuck Trisha Paytas. Anyway, welcome back to Internet Explorers, where we explore the internet so you don't have to.
It's like, do you know, like it started off right from the bat of, oh yeah, we were just discussing the sex tape. It's like maybe this is a service that we're doing for people, like for watching. Yeah, I would never be watching this pornography if it wasn't for this podcast.
Yeah. So you hear it now. You know we today's episode is gonna be on our first beauty-based creator, character, person on the internet, Trisha Paytas, who has a long and storied career. And yes, she also did porn. And has many. There's more than one sex tape, Beckett. There's more than one. That's the thing.
I've only seen the one by the pool. I've only seen the one by the pool.
Oh, you've only seen the one by. Okay, well, she's done more than that. She's done. Well, she just did porn at a certain time, and then, when OnlyFans picked up, she did that stuff as well. But that was more like just Trisha chilling by herself.
It's a hell of a way to put it.
Yeah, I was gonna. She was blasting the bean, So.
Is that where you're going to insert the coffee advert?
Well, it's not like this is getting ads anyway. Internet Explorers is brought to you by the following. Patreon. Get Internet Explorers episodes early and ad-free by becoming a member on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/FPSDiesel and become a little guy today. Get access to exclusive videos, discounts, and more with memberships as low as $2. That's patreon.com/FPSDIESEL. Internet Explorers is also brought to you by Mana Potion Coffee. Mana Potion Coffee at manapotioncoffee.com is fair trade USDA organic coffee inspired by fantasy and nerd culture with a wonderful D&D theming and biodegradable packaging. Patreon members get a special discount, but if not, you can use code D10 at checkout for 10% off select orders. But yeah, this is Internet Explorers, and today we're talking about the lovely Trisha. We got a lot of notes on her, of course. So I mean, first off, we'll talk about the sex tape, but we got to talk about her origins. Trisha was actually originally an escort and stripper, which makes total sense. She just gives stripper vibes. And she originally moved to LA because she wanted to become a celebrity. Like, her entire career is based around her wanting to be famous. Like, she doesn't have any, aspirations or goals outside of, I will be famous by any means necessary. Which is, I'm certain there's a lot of people like that, but she was kind of early to the game in that regard.
Well, her early stuff seems to be like her emulating famous actresses. She's got a lot of cosplayers like Marilyn Monroe and other people. She's it's weird because usually you get people like that and they're kind of skinwalkers. I don't know if Trisha Paytas is actually a skinwalker. It's it's almost like she's a satirical parody of famous people. Does that make sense?
No, that's actually a really good way to put it, because I think a lot of people think Trisha's like a moron, but when you look into it, you actually are like, oh, no, this lady actually knows what the hell she's doing. She understands
it's right.
The system.
Yeah, it's so well. She plays things so perfectly. And even the controversies, someone will get into, are almost just controversial enough to get the attention without getting people to fucking hate you.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely people that fucking hate her, but I think that's just I mean, in my opinion, there are people dumb enough that they do fall for it. and they don't realize that she's like doing a bit. That isn't to say that she doesn't have like a weird obsession with somebody like Marilyn Monroe. She has a really big obsession with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh god, yeah, like her book. I saw her book review video where she's like, "You need to read these books. They are so amazing." And I was like, "Wait, what is this? Why are you just obsessed with Tarantino?"
Yeah, she has like a really big obsession with Tarantino, and I'm not entirely sure what the basis of that is. I know she's talked about being an escort for some celebrities. I'm not.
Is that true though? Is that like?
I don't think she's been an escort for Tarantino, though. I believe she said that. He was something Bronson. He was a James Bond.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, that's a different person. But
different person.
Yeah, like okay. So she's apparently fuck. I hadn't heard this before. So her claim is that she was an escort for one of the Bonds.
Yes. And I think it was the Bond who was like, okay, I don't remember which Bond it is, but there is a Bond who's repeatedly called like a chubby chaser who likes to fuck fat women. And I think it's Pierce Brosnan. Ergo, I believe it was Trisha who fucked Bronson.
Tell us in the comments which Bond do you think fucks fat women.
I could be talking out my ass, but I do very distinctly remember that. So that might have just been a lie that I just told all of you. But yeah, so if you go into Trisha's like record of history, right, and you go back to those escort and stripper days, you learn about like she was a high-end hooker, not like a cheap-ass dollar store hooker, right? So she would talk about like going into mansions with these rich dudes, and this guy would be into like gunplay. And so Trisha Paytas got shot at while this guy was railing her. And this is a story she's told multiple times. She told it on H3. She's told it on her channel. I think she's told it on the Just Trish podcast, right? Where this guy like would put a gun to her head, a loaded gun, and have sex with her. And he would like tell girls to go to the other end of his gun range, and he would like shoot around them but not hit them. And that was just a thing he did. But he was apparently a rich, famous guy. She never revealed who that is, but she has talked about that one quite a bit, how she was shot at when she was a hooker, which is a fun story about Trisha. I don't know.
I think I just unlocked a new fetish. That's actually kind of hot.
Oh my god.
That's a proper like. I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me a moment. Like,
okay, so I have another YouTube story. I knew a YouTube couple who the woman was very much into knife and gunplay. She was very sexually assertive, and we were all in like a house together, and the boyfriend was sitting across from me, and you know she had like went to go like rest. Liquor went right through her. So we were just talking, and this guy, who's like an early 20s guy, right? Like clearly an early 20s guy who would not be the kind of guy who developed a sexual record in order to be able to do that. And he was sitting here and he was lamenting to me how difficult it was to keep up with her because of how terrified he was to hold like a gun in bed or like to hold a knife up to her neck.
Wow, and iDub still married her. That's fucking crazy.
Just to be clear, it was not iDubbbz. It was iDubbbz.
Pyrocynical's over there just like, wow, I need to get some fucking inflation art made of this shit.
I'll tell you who it was off podcast. In case you're curious. But
yeah, I absolutely am.
Yeah, it was like one of those weird moments where somebody was like he was venting his life frustrations to me, but then also it was like he's very frustrated because her libido is too strong. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to say to that? Like, a bro comes to you and he's like, I can't hold a gun up to my girl in bed. Yeah, I don't think most people could, actually.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway. Back to Trisha.
Pivot back.
Yeah, so Trish ended up, she ended up coming to LA, trying to make it big as a celebrity. And she had done a couple of things when she had done that. She had tried to show up on TV shows. There was some other things. She wanted... Okay, so this is part of her, like, whole satire bit, where she wanted to either, one, be the fastest talker alive, which,
Yes,
women, am I right, guys?
Yeah, so she was on Ellen, right, doing this. She, like, did she tried to break a world record and failed on Ellen.
Yeah, she tried multiple times to be the fastest talker. I actually have a clip of her fastest talker.
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Trish, and today I am going to attempt to break the world record for the world's fastest talker. The current world record is 637 words per minute. For a female, it's 603 words per minute, but today I will be speaking 650 words per minute, and as a disclaimer, this video in no way sped up. It's just regular pace, so. I don't know if I'm going to push this, but the world is mythic is pressure catch off weeks after the Catherine Rabbit, the dream that goes moving up to second, third, first, first, fill on the going is
Okay. Listeners at home, did that sound like words? Because that just sounded like somebody pretending to say words, right? Like...
Do you think someone paid her to do that in bed? Bitch, I want you to speak in tongues to me.
Girl, please read out the entirety of the Moby Dick in the next 30 seconds, please. Yeah.
Oh,
apparently
fuck.
This is 650 words per minute. I don't know if I believe that. She never did get the world record, but I guess if this... Okay, somebody had to officiate this, right? Like, somebody had to review this at Guinness Book of World Records and, like, decipher what she's saying there.
Yeah. I mean, there's clearly a record for it. Okay. My immediate question, honestly, is why? Why this? Of all the things that you could try and break a world record for, why the fuck? Why this? Is it because she knows it? This is the problem. Is it because she knows it's like it looks stupid?
It has to be, right? Like, the clip of her being on Ellen, I mean, isn't played like she's like a moron, but I think the implication of somebody like sitting at home is like, look at this fucking idiot trying to say 650 words per minute. What a waste of time.
I mean, Ellen viewers can barely manage like understanding like 5 words per minute, so I mean it's been a confusing experience.
Yeah, all those geriatrics in the old folks home watching their favorite old lesbian, Ellen, just they really can't go above 6 words. Like, this would kill them. Apparently, this was a passage from The Pleasure of My Company by Steve Martin. But clearly she's doing something right? Because this video got 7 million views, almost 8 million views, right? Now, most of these views do not come from when she posted it, but when she posted it, the video already had roughly like 2 million views on it. So that's an impressive amount. So she knew exactly what she was doing by this, right? Even if she didn't get it, she got a lot out of it, right? Because this helped start her career. And a lot of her old content was like this. She was also one of those like reply girls. That was like a big thing in the early days of YouTube. Do you remember the reply girls stuff?
I remember reply girls.
Yeah, so in case you don't know, these were like, okay, a video would come out of like, let's use an example, like the first video on YouTube, like my day at the zoo. And then you'd get a girl with like a low-cut top and like a push-up bra, and then she'd be like replying to that video, and it would just end up becoming a chain of all these different women replying to the replies of the replies. And they all had beef in the day and all that stuff. So she would be doing that back in the day as well. I actually have her first video from 2007.
Hey, what's up? This is Trisha. I'm super fun, super bubbly, have many talents, but one hidden talent. I'm a rapper. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something. Grab a hold of me tightly. Fold like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn out the lights and
Am I having an aneurysm? Like, what the fuck is going... Like, what the fuck is this woman's career? We haven't even got onto, like, some of the, like, later stuff, which is equally, if not weirder.
I mean, honestly, there's something very humbling by finding out this woman's career started by her being I think this video is taking a piss. I think she knows she's not a rapper. I don't think she's delusional here and thinks that she's pushing hot bars by doing a cover. I think she knows
absolutely.
It's a joke.
Oh, absolutely. The problem is that, I mean, do you remember early YouTube? Like, you look at things like Fred and Make Me Bad, and those weren't jokes. They were just, you know, insane people. And Randy Stair.
Randy Stair, oh my god, no.
That's around his time, wasn't it? Like 2000, 2007, 2008?
Yeah, I mean, you
Randy
know,
Stair's beginning.
This video would have been great on Equals 3. Like, I could see Ray William Johnson saying the N-word right now.
Yeah, I wonder if he ever covered her.
There's a possibility. A lot of different creators ended up passing through being like a viral video on Equals 3, because that was really it. It was just like a collaboration of viral videos, and then Ray would say some stupid crap about it.
Can we point out the fact that Ray William Johnson will like fucking content strike people? Like actually like full on strike people for like using footage of him. But his entire career is based off using the footage of other people.
Well, you see, the problem is he got insecure about making garbage. So, which I mean, rightfully so. But his music career did fail hilariously, and nobody gave a shit
with
about his
classics
comic.
like Orphan Tears. How did that happen?
Yeah. Okay. A brief aside. What a weird moment in history. With Ray William Johnson's Your Favorite Martian, that band, holy shit. Like there was what was that song about, like, fucking transsexuals? Listen, I'm not calling them transsexuals. Yes. He called them transsexuals.
I'd forgotten about. And he one of the songs was it like having sex with your mom or something?
Was it the Doing Your Mom one?
Yeah.
Where there's like a doing your mom, doing your mom.
What the fuck was going on your?
There was a brief moment in time where he came back and like he was doing it on TikTok, but like I don't know, man. I don't think the early 2000s douchebag stereotype exists anymore. Like,
no, they all molded into one person. It's Ray William Johnson.
Speaking of, by the way, Trisha, you know, she looks mighty brown here.
she's rocking the Donald Trump look before Donald Trump.
I was gonna argue that she's pulling the Ariana Grande melanin mix. But that one works too. Because she was also a self-proclaimed tanning addict. Which is a weird one. Okay, so do you remember My Strange Addiction?
Yeah. So it seems that she did this to get on TV, not because it was real. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yes. And I'm going to break the illusion. Most of the people on My Strange Addiction or Extreme Cheapskates, like those early 2000s, like Great Recession reality TV shows, most of those are fake.
Is that what we're calling it now? Great Recession?
Well,
TV shows?
that's what Americans call it. Like the 2008, they call it the Great Recession.
Oh, everything has to be fucking great with you guys. The Great Depression, the Great Recession.
Hey, that Great Recession was better than all the other ones. I wrote a Marxist theory paper in college about.
Of course you did.
About what is it? Undercover Boss. That's also from the Great Recession era.
Oh God, yeah.
And I wrote it from a Marxist point of view, and I said that the bourgeoisie wanted the show to humanize themselves from the working class, so that way we wouldn't criticize how much money they would make, right? Because the boss would like come down to Domino's, be a delivery driver, and be like, "Wow, you're a single mom. Here's like 2 weeks PTO."
How much did your degree cost, Diesel?
$175,000.
Should have been writing Marxist essays about getting ripped off by the American education system, bro.
Okay, in my defense, it was only so expensive because I originally went to go develop video games in Massachusetts. And then I went to film school in New York. But because I spent time in Massachusetts, that made the degree really expensive. Right? It would have only been like 80 grand.
Diesel series of terrible fucking decisions.
Yeah, it was a series of terrible decisions. It was some of the worst decisions I made in my life. But think about it this way. Now I can talk about how Domino's Pizza is exploiting the working class, you know?
Oh, that's fantastic. I believe there's an entire section of YouTube dedicated to that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'd be really well respected. Considering I made a joke 10 minutes ago about Ellen being a lesbian, but we all know that, guys. All right, so did I save the? Oh, I didn't put the My Strange Addiction one in here because it would get like flagged. Actually, this might be it. Hold on. Womp womp. Never mind. Wait a second. Why is that private? The video was public last time I watched this. What the fuck?
She's fucking into you, bro.
Trisha Paytas is on to us, guys. She's trying to stop me from like learning about her history, you know? Like,
well, then how else is she going to like goad you into making a sex tape with her?
She doesn't have to goad me. She just has to call me up. I'll be right over. I mean, I'm not doing it with Moses there. I mean, at most he can sit in like the cuck chair, but you know, I'm the bull in this situation. I refuse to sit in a chair. Anyway, she also got some acting roles. So she was in Eminem's "We Made You," and she was recently actually in Katy Perry's "Woman's World," which came out like a month ago or so.
Was that the one that like was going around and everyone was like, "Wow, this aged terribly," before suddenly realizing that it was a modern song by Katy Perry?
Yeah. They also were like, "This is a terrible women's empowerment song because you're constantly objectifying these women." But
Yeah.
one of the women being objectified was Trisha.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can objectify Trisha.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's that weird placement where like, if you're the mark, it's kind of like. You know, like really good conmen will convince you that you're playing them. Like, if you've got someone who's like a card shark, and all the way through that you're like, oh yeah, I love inviting this guy over. He's great because I get to take all his money. And then one night when the stakes are really high is when they like fucking clean you out, and then they sell you the Golden Gate Bridge. And that's how I see Trisha. So I don't know if she can be objectified, because it's not even just, oh, I want to be famous, so that's why I objectify myself. It's like, no, this is all part of the marks. She can manipulate people.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately we're doing exactly what she wants by like poking fun at her alleged foibles.
Yeah.
We are adding to her myth of like this person who just wanted to be famous for the sake of it. So we're also doing exactly what she wants. Let's see. Oh yeah. So there's so many controversies with her. So yeah, I mean, we've talked about the sex tapes more than enough. That was the next thing on the bullet point. It's hard not to lead with that because like the way she keeps up the bit of being like a moron in those as well. There's like a Business Insider article where she's being interviewed, And like the whole, the boob job that she got, which is bad, by the way. I don't think she intended for it to be like, a bad boob job where you can see the line. I'm getting a phone call. Let me go answer it.
So this is nice. It's nice little alone time. It's probably Trisha now, to be fair. If anyone's gonna bug Diesel's house, it's totally Trisha Paytas.
Pausing today's episode for a second, I just want to point you in the direction of other stuff that is going on. Cope and Seed streams every week, give or take. I also stream every week on Diesel IRL. You can find us both linked down in the description below. And if you're looking for more podcast-related things, there are 2 shows in the network, one of which isn't out yet but is coming soon, called Loaded Dice, a D&D live podcast where the audience can play a role. It takes place in the world of New Caden, a steampunk western inspired by spaghetti classics, Arcadum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, and other wonderful steampunk-esque things, as well as Americana and folklore. It's a pretty good live show, if I do say so myself. There's also Mana Potion Table Talk, which is a behind-the-scenes thing that we do about the company, Mana Potion Coffee. Or, if you want to see what else Beckett's up to, you can head over to Now Recording on YouTube. That's the Now Recording podcast. They do streams very frequently about random current drama. So if you want to find out about the history as it's being made, you can head over there and check out some of their episodes. They have so many for you to go take a look at. I can assure you what just happened was not important enough for a phone call.
wait. What happened?
My brother called me to be like, hey, can I sell your equipment to my friend, basically? And I was like, he doesn't want it, trust me. And that was it. And then they asked me questions. By the way, this is what my degree was for people to call me and ask me questions while they're at Best Buy or B&H.
God, fuck. No, to be fair, your degree was to help feed the economic machine of America.
I like how, it's two episodes now. We making it a running gag about my bullshit degree.
Gag. I'm gonna take all of these clips of me ripping the shit out of you and put them into a compilation one day and hold an intervention.
I recently thought about going back and getting my master's too. I was like, I need something to do that's challenging. Maybe I'll go get like a English master's.
I hope you get the same professor and he's like, why are you back?
I actually
told you
love
once,
debt.
fuck off.
All right, that's really fun, actually. Big fan of it. Anyway, what was I saying about Trisha Paytas? Oh yeah, her boob job was bad.
Yeah, of course you remember you're on that point. Go on.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a Business Insider interview she did, and she was talking about how a lot of what she does is intentional, right? The getting a spray tan, the talking like a Valley girl dumbass, the big boob job, the bleached blonde hair, that was all intentional. Her like self-bimbofication is like all part of like the bit, and it's paid off tremendously, honestly. But all of that was like in service of this larger career of hers.
Talking about some of that larger career, just like pivoting slightly to like her time on YouTube. Do you have the mukbang stuff in there?
Man, honestly, I might not have much of it.
So there's one thing that I think is really interesting about this, and that's that it appears that Trisha Paytas essentially started mukbang as a thing in the West. Now I could be wrong here, but it feels like, for those who don't know, mukbang comes from like Japan or Korea. I can't remember which.
Korea.
It's good. And it was like a way for like the whole point of it is if you've got really lonely people, they can sit down and watch somebody eat and talk through a meal, to feel that connectiveness. It was very specifically like a cultural, it was a niche created by a cultural issue. I believe, I could be wrong, but Trisha basically saw this and was one of the first people to do it in the West. And it really exploded her because no one was doing anything like it. Because it's so bizarre from a Western culture point of view to watch somebody sit down and just eat a ton of food in front of you on camera, right? Like most people, like who are streamers and everything else, I need to eat something, I'll just turn my camera off. It's bizarre to have like a career that's based around just eating, and then all the shit that's gone with that, with like people like Nikocado Avocado, Foodie Beauty, Amberlynn Reed. They all have, I guess, Trisha Paytas to thank, which is fucking wild. Like, it's just so weird.
Yeah, the American medical system also thanks Trisha Paytas for her service. Okay, the amount of insurance that it requires to keep Nikocado from keeling over is quite impressive. Which, by the way, that has to be an episode in the future of Nikocado.
We have to talk about Nick.
Yeah, I love me some Nikocado. He's a funny guy. Seen his asshole.
He's the final boss of the internet.
He is.
Unironically, he's the final boss. He's another one of those that knows exactly what he's fucking doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say him and Trisha are a lot alike, cliche, because he knows he's like being a troll and being stupid and doing all these outrageous things, but he just plays into like the I'm a fat dysfunctional lunatic kind of angle.
Constant fucking dramas. Okay. What's next on the list? Tell me more.
So you might remember Trisha Paytas' kitchen floor videos. Are you a fan of her kitchen floor videos? Do you know about the kitchen floor?
Okay, so I know about the kitchen floor videos. The only one I think that's like vividly plastered into my mind, is that a terrible way to put it, is exactly the one you think of. Because it was Trisha Paytas with the jar of semen, right?
What? No, what? What
is that not Trisha Paytas?
What do you mean jar of semen?
I could have sworn that Trisha Paytas. It's just one of those things I've like vaguely remembered, but it wasn't Trisha. I could have sworn she like used semen as a face mask.
No, but I do believe there was a lady. Hold on, now I need to look that up.
I swear that was Trisha Paytas. Is that not Trisha Paytas?
Trisha Paytas semen. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get lots of results from this one. 100 layers of cum reaction. Social Repose is another one who has to be an episode in the future too. Him and I have personal history. But, of course, I can't help but make enemies with like everybody. It's great.
What do you mean you and he have personal history? As what? Your paralysis demon? What the fuck are you talking about?
I unearthed like a new cheating scandal with him. To be honest, like now I don't think I give a shit about all of that. But I know I lived rent free and he wanted to like fight me. Which would have been a completely unfair fight because he's like 6'5" and I'm like 5'9". But yeah, he hates my guts. And I lived rent free in his head. I became pretty good homies with one of his exes. She was a stripper. When I met her, she was a stripper. Her name was Roy. Really nice lady. But anyway, we're talking about the 100 layers of cum reaction. I guess
so that is Trisha, right?
That is Trisha.
So I am right. I wasn't imagining it. Trisha was coming to face and cum on camera. Like...
I don't even think that okay, first of all, where do you get that much? Unironically, like, where do you get that much?
From her adoring fans.
Okay, well...
She robbed a sperm bag. I don't fucking know. Don't destroy this for me. This is like internet myth.
I did not remember this at all, right? When I was thinking of Trisha Paytas' chicken. All right, I guess I'm putting the cart before the horse. When I was thinking of Trisha Paytas' kitchen, I was thinking of the video where she's on the floor and claiming that she sexually identifies as a chicken nugget. Because I just feel that I feel like the girlies of the world kind of resonate with that video where she's like on the floor crying, saying how she's a chicken nugget. But there was like a time. So remember when anti-SJW stuff and like all that was like really popular, right? People would make like the attack helicopter joke, right?
Yeah.
She was kind of playing into that a bit and saying that she was a chicken nugget. So this video is like her claiming she was. And apparently I remembered it wrong because she didn't specifically say, I identify as a chicken nugget. That's actually like a Mandela effect. Because I watched it. She doesn't say that in the video.
What does she say?
I woke up this morning feeling like a chicken nugget.
Never mind, I guess I'm wrong.
Are you good, bro?
No, I remember being different. No, please. In all fairness, I was away for like a week, okay?
You're getting literally Mandela affected in real time. This is fucking great. She
I
covered herself in cum. I don't hear about this. She never said she was a chicken.
You think me would remember the cum part, but no, apparently I couldn't even remember the chicken nugget part. Yeah, but right around the time where she identified as a chicken nugget, she also said she was gonna vote for Mitt Romney. That also pissed people off. And I think she just said she was gonna vote for Mitt Romney to be like to get people like irritated and mad, of which they were. But yeah, there was a time when she identified sexually as a chicken nugget. There was another time where she claimed to have DID,
Which I actually still believe.
well, like we'll expand on that in a second, right? I forgot that I put in my notes. She claimed to have DID, comma, that dogs didn't have brains, and she did a why she left the left video. But yeah, that other one was like
the dogs not having brains video is fucking incredible because she like, and obviously this is bollocks. Obviously this is a troll, but she was like, actually I'm really intelligent, I'm really well qualified, and dogs don't have brains, and like full appeal to authority if I remember correctly. Because she's claimed to have like STEM degrees, right?
she's claimed to be an intellectual among men, many a time. Which honestly, maybe she is. Maybe she knows something we don't. She is more successful than me, so ergo, she must be an authority in something.
Yeah, to be fair, so is XQC. XQC is an actual moron. So we need to stop making stupid people famous. This is
no, I like it. It gives me money.
Oh, I can't wait for the Harvard address from the Hook tour girl.
Do you? Okay, this is like another aside. We're doing that a lot today. I guess I can't focus. Do you remember Timmy Thick?
I don't think that rings a. What? Who the fuck is Timmy Thick?
Right. So this was a meme. Who, like, had like was cheeked up, right? And they just became like a meme. It was like one of those like Vine memes.
Oh yeah.
Right? And then it ended where they were like, this was their last tweet. Good evening. Timmy Thick was a 24-month sociological study conducted by Harvard University. We are now complete with our study. Thank you for your time. And then Timmy Thick vanished from the internet.
I think I do remember this. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. I want one aside. I want an aside.
Yeah,
this is completely irrelevant, but I don't know if it'll ever come up again. You mentioned Vine, and there's a YouTuber, I think called Drew, and like just talking about like that period of the internet is so bizarre because Drew married a girl who messaged him because she liked his Vines. And I've always found this like the craziest thing that the content creators have like built their entire lives around this. And I'll bring it back to Trisha and everything else. But we kind of treat like YouTube and making content on social media as this just general thing that people do. It's a bit of a hobby. It's not a real job. But like looking through this stuff, Trisha Paytas has been doing this since 2007. Like and she's not the only one. This has defined like people's entire lives, like made them rich, famous, and like memes, household names. And it's not like in the like celebrity, like normal celebrity wave. You've got like a whole production team behind you. It's just, hey, I'm gonna cover my face and come. Maybe people will like that, which just seems wild. I don't. Fuck, Diesel.
Yes.
You need to start doing dumber things on the internet.
I feel like I've gotten way stupider as time's gone on. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not at, okay, here's the thing, right? We're in commentary, right? So if I cover my face and come, my career is over. Actually, you know what? Honestly, probably out of all the commentary channels, I'm probably the one who could get away with it.
You'd be fine.
If I had like a sex tape scandal in commentary, I think people would go, yeah, it makes sense. He's definitely the guy. Right? Like, nobody would actually care, right? Now, if it was somebody like Tipster, then yeah, everybody would give a shit.
Oh, fuck. I mean, to be fair, like, do cameras come in that wide an angle? Oh, fuck. Okay.
We have gotten so off topic. Okay, yeah, Trisha Paytas claimed she had DID during a point in her career when it was really popular for people to claim they had DID. So she self-diagnosed and claimed that one of her alters was Zac Efron, right? And she had this whole moment in time, which, by the way, this is outrageous that everybody kind of accepted it, right? Because when Trisha Paytas claimed to have DID, she also claimed to be non-binary, which seems to not be the case with Trisha at all. She seems to be a cis woman, right? But people were writing articles about how Trisha Paytas identifies as non-binary with DID and using they, them pronouns with zero, like, pushback whatsoever, right? When it was, like, entirely a whole bit just to get her in the news.
Yeah, but let's be fair to Trisha Paytas. Everything she does is just to get her in the news. I mean, we covered this a lot. I just want to bring up the name of her child is Malibu Barbie Paytas McCon?
That might be Moses' last name.
She turned her child into a meme for internet attention. I mean, even and she is doing this intentionally, but that's kind of monstrous, actually. It's kind of fucked up.
That kid's either gonna grow up to be like the biggest girl boss ever, unless that child is a boy, I guess, because then they're fucked. But you know, Malibu Barbie is like, you literally cannot get more girl boss of a name than that. Like,
do you know what the name of her second daughter is?
There's more than one.
She has two daughters. You know what the name of her second daughter is? We don't, but I want Elvis.
Elvis? Oh man. That's rough. She really does seem to have a personal like affection for like this golden era of Hollywood, though. That definitely does seem to be like a real part of her personality. Like, she really likes those kind of movies. She likes the Marilyn Monroe stereotype, the Barbie girl aesthetic. You know, she actually does seem to like that. And she's a huge High School Musical fan. That's also true, right? Which is why it was like, you know, it was kind of like a groaning eye roll when she was like, oh, she's Zac Efron now. Of course she is, right? But the point that I'm like trying to like get with like people just accepted it is like, journalists should at least be a little bit more critical of her behavior. Like, we have so much. The fact that nobody like questioned, okay, is this lady like really non-binary? is outrageous. Because if anything, she was like she's making a mockery of it, right? nobody questioned it at all.
Well, I mean, why let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? Which is why Trisha Paytas absolutely covered her face in real human cum.
I don't even know how to pull it back anymore.
Can we talk about frenemies? Can we talk about frenemies?
Yes.
Let's talk about frenemies.
So, Frenemies was a podcast started between internet celebrity and radio host, question mark, Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas. Now, Ethan Klein, for a long time, was known as one of the golden childs of the I don't know what I would call it, like the silver age of commentary, right? When all the big important guys were running around, when Filthy Frank and iDubbbz, when all of them were important. Now, later on, after Ethan Klein kind of switched to doing this like live stream radio thing, they had brought Trisha on for a couple episodes of the H3 podcast. And Trisha had kind of become intertwined with the Klein family. And eventually, Trisha and her kind of vibe with Ethan led to them starting a show called Frenemies, which was Ethan's usual shtick, but now Trisha is there, and they would go back and forth, and they would argue, right? And it was Frenemies because they were friends, but they also didn't like each other, right? And so they would constantly get into beef. It would constantly be drama, you know, just stuff that girlies love to listen to in the morning, I assume. I don't know. But it got very popular. And during that time, Trisha became so intertwined with the Kleins that she started dating Moses, who is the brother of Ethan's wife. And now...
did not know this.
Really?
Yeah.
So Gila is Ethan's wife, and Gila's brother eventually became married to Trisha, right? They got engaged throughout the course of all of this, right? But during that time, something that was going on was that Frenemies had started and was starting to end, right? Most of what Frenemies is remembered for is not the drama they covered, but rather the drama between Ethan and Trish.
Yeah.
It was White Woman 9/11, okay?
Are you saying that Ethan Klein's a white woman?
Yes.
Based.
So, there's like the episode where Ethan is talking about Trisha leaving Frenemies. Ethan is dressed as like Gru from Despicable Me. And he's explaining that him and Trisha had like a falling out, which led to the end of the show. And let me just say, all of this drama must make for a really awkward Hanukkah. Now, depending on who you ask, the reasoning for this falling out is different. From what I was reading, Ethan says that it was that Trisha wanted more money.
Right.
From Trisha, it's that it was a revenue split, and that some of the staff were making like pittance, right? And she wanted more equitable income for the staff producing the show. And it became a huge back and forth, right? Now, all of this to say, Frenemies fell apart, and it's very awkward in the family. And to take it back to Moses and Trish went to go do her own thing after Frenemies, right? So I have the first of those own things here, and we're going to look at that now. Have you ever seen... Okay, this is an ad, but have you ever seen this?
I don't think I have.
So this is titled... So do you remember Darman about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So Darman would do these videos on YouTube that were like feel-good retribution porn for people, right? Like a boomer would watch it and go, oh my god, how can you be racist to a black person? And then at the end of it, like the black person gets handed $1 billion and everybody goes home happy, right? It's like a fake story.
Yeah.
So these are some of my favorite Trish-related things. During this time, Trisha started doing Darman content because she had opinions the world should know about. And Moses is the other actor in it. Now, Moses has English as a second language. I don't know what they speak in Israel. Yiddish, is that correct? That could help me.
No.
I'll say Yiddish, otherwise I'm going to sound offensive again, and then this will be the third episode where Diesel does that.
Oh, good times.
Anyway, you have this wonderful thumbnail. Boyfriend fat shames girlfriend. So we're gonna take a gander.
I don't even know what to do in this gym.
Come on, baby, you have to work out.
Don't you love me as I am?
I do love you, but if you just won't be so lazy.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
So, the first time I watched this, I went, wow, this reminds me of her sex tapes.
It's they use the same camera. You know they use the same camera.
But it's like the
Do
fact that
do you think they'll like record something like this where like Trisha will be like, we need to record a video about respecting women and equality, and then we need to go outside to the pool, reset everything up, and then you can fuck me in the ass.
well, now they've like roped in some third guy to stand behind a camera, so now it's just like now it doesn't have that intimate feel to it, you know?
Yeah, Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas is definitely a woman who screams like you at least want the amateur feel.
So she did a bunch of these, and they're all with Moses being like, and one of them, Moses is an immigrant, which does no favors for him whatsoever. But she's like being a Karen who's like racist to this guy who's like an immigrant, and she's going to see another movie she likes. She loves Adam Sandler, by the way. That's another one of her favorites. She's going to see Don't Mess with the Zohan. You know, the guy who's like a hairdresser, that movie? Yeah. So she goes to see it, and then, like, she leaves it, and Moses is standing next to, like, a Lamborghini or something, right? And she's, like, holding one of those plastic trays for nachos, and he's like, oh, well, you thought I was an immigrant? It actually turns out that I invented the plastic container for nachos. And you're bad for doing that. And also, he's, like, related to Don't Mess with the Zohan for some reason. I don't know. That doesn't help the immigrant thing either. But
honestly, this content sounds incredible. Like, it just sounds so watchable. Like,
so at the end of this, right? She literally, just like Darman, she will turn to the camera, right? So based on those 15 seconds you watched, what do you think is the moral of this fat shame video?
Do you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say the moral of this story is that you need to work hard for your man, otherwise he'll leave you and cheat on you.
That actually happens in this, by the way. Like, one for one.
No! Come on! I was like, what would be the dumbest way? Like, what would be the dumbest message for this?
Oh.
Okay, if that's what happens, then it's don't cheat on your woman because she'll get really hot, and then you'll be sad.
Yeah, she becomes like she becomes like a, first of all, of course she becomes like a billionaire in this. But she's like, oh, I invented the fatty batty booty blaster workout. And if you're unfamiliar with how this content works, audience, right? Darman will literally turn to the camera and explain the moral of the story for all the idiots in the back, right? It's like made for the lowest common denominator type person. And so she literally stands in front here. She literally will talk to the audience now.
Hey guys, thanks for watching another Trish Talks. I encourage you to share this video and send it to help educate your fellow person, because only we as a humanity can grow if we educate each other. Ignorance is bliss, but ignorance is also taught. Let's teach it to be the opposite of ignorance.
That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. You know, guys, we should send this video. Tell people that being mean to fat people is bad and mean, and you shouldn't do it.
She is absolutely wearing one of the outfits she wasn't wore in a porno. There was like I swear to God, that's the same fucking outfit. I'm convinced. She filmed this and then went and sucked some cock.
Not leaving much to the imagination, Trish. There is some serious camel toe.
Oh fuck, where is it? Hold on. I just wanna check something. Like, okay, it's not the same. It's very close. It's very close to the come on face video outfit. I had to go check.
So since this time, since Frenemies, right now with Frenemies, she actually cut her teeth pretty much on podcasting, which is her main gig now, right? And I mean, honestly, good for her. I think she's kind of found like a really good space as she gets, older. Like she'll be able to do this for a long time. The whole being on your kitchen floor and whining is gonna die out. The mukbang stuff, I mean, mukbangs are around, but people don't want to sit down and watch Trish eat like the entire value meal from Taco Bell, right?
Yeah, no, I think she's learnt as well from watching other mukbang bangers. It's one of these where the audience actually gets quite concerned for you, and if you do this whole kind of I'm dieting, I'm not dieting, I'm dieting, I'm not dieting sympathy bait, the audience actually gets really pissed off, and they leave you. I think that's one of the reasons that she's doing less of that kind of content.
Yeah, she honestly got off at the right time with that kind of content, because now I think honestly, outside of the the pretty people who I don't understand how they eat so much and don't gain any weight, the other side of that is like the fat dysfunctional person, like a Nikocado or Amberlynn Reed or Foodie Beauty or fucking yeah. So she started the Just Trish podcast, and ever since the development of this podcast, she's been a little source for drama herself. She's been a little drama machine over at the Just Trish podcast, right? So do you remember? Now I know Mr. Beast is very topical right now, given Chris Tyson. But do you remember the Beast Games controversy?
The one where the woman was like, I should have won at hide and seek. They cheated.
Yes.
Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah. The crazy chick, yeah.
So, for the uninformed, there is an episode of the Just Trish podcast where Rosanna Passiano comes on. She goes by Nerdy Nummies. She got her career online by making nerd-themed bakery goods, right? So, now she's self-admittedly an old woman. She's 40. She's not old, but...
Is she the one who, like she kept baking and then she, decked her entire kitchen out? She built, a tiny studio and, everyone's just stopped watching her and now she's, super depressed.
Yes. So,
oh my god, her content is, so awkward now. It's like it's like she can tell that no one's watching her. Fuck. I meant to cover her, a year ago. Sorry. My brain just broke.
No,
I forgot.
It's honestly her. She's an example of what YouTube is versus what it isn't, right? What it isn't is TV, and she wanted to be a mainstream television chef, but she wasn't, and she didn't get to that point. And she felt that being in these Mr. Beast videos would give her a leg up, right? Now, this is expanding drama, this story is actually developing as we have this
just
episode.
So we're clear. Wait, was she the hide and seek girl?
She was the hide and seek girl, yes.
I never made this connection. Are you kidding me? Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea they were the same person.
She off podcast, and you can tell that they rehearsed this conversation, which is why I say off podcast. She off podcast is telling Trisha about how Mr. Beast manipulated his game of hide and seek so specific people would win. And she also insinuated that Mr. Beast is doing some underhanded shit to keep the brown people from winning, because Quackity didn't win, right? Which, by the way, I knew Quackity, right? I got plenty of stories there, but I'll save that one for another day.
That's interesting. I'm just seeing you being a bit defensive of Mr. Beast and his apparent racism. It's interesting.
Well, apparently he was Jeffrey Epstein, so I don't know.
Hey guys, come to my island. 100 kids enter.
I put one kid on this island with 100 pedophiles. First one to catch the kid has their conviction revoked. But they rehearsed this conversation, right? And Trish platformed this lady, and it turned into a humongous Twitter discourse, right? Where people were trying to expose this woman for complaining about the hide and seek results. And she was like, oh, Mr. Beast has to release all the raw footage, which would have been like hundreds upon hundreds of gigabytes of hide and seek footage. But that had happened on Trisha's podcast, right? More recently, there is the Cody Co stuff, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Which I am not up to date on.
Okay, so here's the TLDR. Tana Mojo was on, I think she was doing a live show where she was asked that question in public, where she accidentally revealed that she slept with Cody Co when she was 17 and he was 25, right? Now, she didn't reveal ages there, right? But people did the math and figured it out. Now, Tana says, I was not assaulted. I consented to that sex. It doesn't matter, though, because Cody is 25 and she's 17, so that's statutory rape.
You can't.
Right. Now, I understand for the European viewers, they might be going, what? This is America. In the words of Childish Gambino.
Can we just point out the fact that, like, Tana Mojo, and I'm thinking Tana Mojo is, like, the one that, like, iDubbbz went and visited at her show, right? So does that mean that she's like, oh no, it was fine that I had sex at 17, but the fact that iDubbbz turned up and said the N-word next to me is something that I didn't consent to and was much more of a big deal? You for fucking real?
Yeah, the NF slur, way worse than having sex with Cody Co.
Oh my god.
Which, now that you put it in context, it makes it even more pathetic that iDubbbz keeps apologizing for that.
Okay, this is a tangent, but there's like a load of videos of Tana. Like, I think iDubbbz showed them actually of like her saying the N-word anyway. It's so dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. Anyway, continue. So this all broke. This broke on Trisha's podcast.
So, well, it originally broke on a live show Tana did, right? But she had went to talk with Trish more about it on her show, and Trisha herself has kind of become this like linchpin of tea content. Right? Now, the tea community is like a... Okay, so if we're all in a drama community, commentary is where the guys go. Tea is where the girls go, right? We all have our respective clubs. But Trish is kind of like...
No girls allowed.
Exactly. Trish is kind of like the girl in charge. She is the queen bee right now of that community, I'd say. Unintentionally, she's just kind of doing her own thing. Right? But she'll cover topics like fucking, David Dobrik. Another one from that kind of like... All right, I'm going to expand here. I keep making fun of white women. This is just like really...
It's fine, they deserve it. I'll give you the pass.
It's that side of YouTube that like really basic people go. I don't know of another way to put it. Like very... I wouldn't be watching it because that doesn't appeal to me. I feel like it's not made for me. I feel like it's made for like upper middle class white wasp children. You know what I mean? That's what I feel.
The way you started this with like, I feel like I'm taking the piss out of white women a lot, and then just made it worse.
Listen, nobody's gonna come to the defense of white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. Okay.
True. That's fair. Let's be fair. We don't even want them. So,
so I mean, you can just see it right here, right? She's obviously been covering the Cody Co stuff. She addressed Tana Mojo on the podcast. That's where a lot of this all kind of spiraled out. She's talked about Shane Dawson at length, who's another one who may or may not have had sex with his cat. Just to be clear, he didn't have sex with his cat, for those of you who don't know. But he did say he'd fuck it in the ass. But it was just a joke. Seriously, guys.
Oh, fuck. I have no comment that won't get me sued.
But she's covered a lot of those topics, and she's brought them on, and she'll have long sit-down talks, and people just eat this up. Like, they really do just eat it up. She really has been running a high with this. And honestly, you know, good on her. Like, she's worked really hard to get something that sticks and is stuck for a long time. And she's been doing this for about 2 years. And this is stuck a lot longer than some of the other trends she's done. And she doesn't have to make a fool of herself anymore. Right? Now it's other people who get to look the idiot. Right? She could do it on other people rather than herself.
Yeah. And I mean, it's interesting as well, because it's a weird path thing. God, it just occurred to me. It's almost like she's a reverse lolcow.
Honestly? Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right with that description, because there's a lot of people who develop like these compilations of her at her quote unquote lowest, which is all like either self-inflicted or like made up. And people would despise her. Like, there are people who really hate her because of the, you know, like the identify as a chicken nugget thing or any of her other like hot takes. But she's kind of developed her own, like people respect what she's doing now.
Oh wow! So it's like you either die a villain or live long enough to see yourself become a hero to white women.
Really,
Which
you're
is
just
worse.
becoming a villain still. You know. I sound like I've been outrageously hurt by white women. Let that not be the case. Let it be known. I love the white women. Some of my best friends are white women.
When this podcast collapses and we like fall out horrifically, I am going to tell so many stories about you and white women, and like 3 of them will be true. Can we talk about the crypto scam before the end?
Yes. I don't know what that is, so tell me.
So I didn't get much information about this. I just heard that like one of the accusations was that she'd like scammed her audience and been involved in crypto shit. Because this is part of the problem as well. Like, Trisha Paytas' like career is so fucking long. There's all these random things that like it's difficult to track. Yeah, just try searching crypto scam. Let's see what we got.
Boy, that is difficult. That is difficult to find. The internet has a wacky conspiracy theory around Trisha Paytas' baby, and now there's a sad new prediction. This is from some white women website. See, like nothing came up when you look up
interesting.
the crypto scam.
Right, okay. Oh fuck. Give me a second.
Oh, I actually do know about. So there was a point in time when Trisha was like promoting like a weight loss supplement.
Okay,
like,
it wasn't crypto.
I lost a bunch of weight doing this, and it was like some
Okay.
powder she was drinking. But like you look at the back, and it's okay. Ultimately, there's nothing that is going to help you lose weight more than a calorie deficit. But she was like saying this really expensive supplement was going to help burn the fat off, right? Now, you know, Trisha is not the thinnest woman.
You don't have to laugh about it. You've already admitted like several times that you wouldn't say no. I think you're good. I think you're fine, man.
So people were like, "This is bullshit. How could Trisha be saying this?" Yada yada yada, right? And ultimately, you know, supplements are supplements. So like, if you want to take them, whatever. But the basis of it was that, you know, she's promoting this weight loss scam, and that's fucked up. I also do believe there were times where she promoted like her own fitness routines and shit, and would try to make money off of that. And I also got to say that those probably weren't very good fitness plans. In fact, she probably just got them from somewhere else and then just put her name on it. But I mean, there
so
are
she
videos.
did the
on
like Pokemon cookie thing.
Okay, I have an opinion on the Pokemon cookie thing. We're just going there. Fuck it. Why not?
Do it.
Okay, so the Pokimane cookie thing, right? Those
Mhm.
cookies, I'll pull them up right now.
It's food themed, so this is definitely on topic for Trisha.
Okay, Mina Snacks, right? So these are rebranded wholesalers snacks, right? So what happens is behind the scenes, right? Mina, the brand, somebody at Mina goes, they turn around and they go to say whoever manufactures the cookies, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it's like Cookie Manufacturing Inc. And they go, listen, we want to buy your cookies and sell them to this particular market, right? Now, if Cookie Corporation Inc. only sells to Sam's Club, right? But they do wholesale with other people. God, all these upsells on the website is really fucking annoying. But if they do like, okay, well, we sell to like Sam's Club, BJ's, like a bunch of different like big box stores, right? And this smaller brand comes to you and says, listen, we want to sell this to the audience of 16 to 25-year-old girls. Can we buy? They'll say, yeah, you can buy for this much, and then you buy it. And then what they do is they package it, they rebrand it, and then they sell it. That's normal, actually. That's actually very normal. That's a lot of what happens, right? Businesses like Trader Joe's, what they do is they get the excess from manufacturers, rebrand it as Trader Joe's brand, and then they sell it to people at a reduced cost, right? That's their whole thing. So with the Mina snacks, what they're doing is selling it to an audience that wouldn't have bought them previously, because that audience that they've looked at the market research and they found out, okay, this audience is willing to spend this much on that. They wouldn't be exposed to these cookies anyway, because I mean, I don't know about you. I know that Sam's Club is great. You don't have that in the Britons.
No, we don't. We don't have that over here.
You guys, like, is that like a test? Not a Tesco.
I mean, it's look. I'm with you. I do have a counterpoint though. Okay. When you're saying like, oh, we'll sell it to girls like 16 to 25, just considering who Pokimane's audience is, in my opinion, they don't need cookies. Okay. I think it is irresponsible to sell cookies to fat, lonely incels.
Well, if it is them that it's being sold to, they have even more disposable income. So, there's like a sucker born every day, right? Now, me personally, in my opinion, as somebody who sells goods to the public, these are hilariously overpriced.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can pull these up right now, blah, blah, blah. Also, cookies on a subscription service, insane behavior. I don't like that.
It sounds like something you'd get for a D&D character, right? It's like you've got like an infinite cookies where you get like a cookie a day that gives you like a buff.
A cookie a day, but it takes 10 gold out of your pouch.
A cursed item.
Yeah, so you can get a 4-pack of the cookies for $28. Right? Now, obviously, if you have a Sam's Club near you or something, you could get it for much cheaper without the Mina branding. But that's kind of what you're paying for, is what you think it is rather than what it really is. People don't realize it, but a lot of our stuff comes from like AliExpress or like some factory in fucking China, right? Like, so people just don't understand. But I do agree that I think these are too expensive. I think their cost of overhead, they probably make a lot from this, right? And they could probably afford to make a little less, right? But as somebody who does this, and we also say that we do this as a company, I think it's ridiculous, right? But
yeah, I think it's one of those where it's fun to poke fun at Pokimane, but I think that's largely because Pokimane is like a really easy person to poke fun at. And with stuff like this as well, it's because she's taken high grounds on like, oh, we can't have gambling. Gambling's like taking advantage of an audience. It's like, okay, but you are selling overpriced cookies to people who are like, simping for you, because that's the audience of people who are going to be like, I want the Pokimane cookies. In the same way that you're like, I want the Bella Delphine water.
Yeah, like this entire brand wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Pokimane. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the problem, and it's also very like this was easy to do. I mean, obviously the site design is like really well done and all that, but ultimately like it was really easy, and yeah, it is easy to like poke fun at her, and I would say poke fun, but I think people get like. There were people that I remember when this happened, and they got legitimately like up in arms, and all I could think was like, "Yeah, buddy, like you're a consumer rights advocate. Like get the fuck out of here, you fucking like glass houses, motherfucker, stupid."
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I think being angry about any of this stuff is a little ridiculous, but it's just funny. Like again with a lot of the Trisha stuff, I've seen people get angrier. And I said, like, earlier, you know, she's got, like, haters and things. But the truth is, this is just somebody who's... as weird as it sounds, I view Trisha Paytas as just somebody who's a bit of an entrepreneur. Makes bad decisions every now and again. But let's be clear about this. None of her decisions are as bad as, say, like, fucking Elon Musk's. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not, like, a monster. She's just somebody who set out to achieve something, whatever that is. I think she's eventually going to run for like public office. Frankly, I think that's the next stage. Like, I reckon she'll wake up one day and just be like, "I could be president."
I would
Fuck
love
it.
that. Could you imagine, like Mr. Beast on a Democratic ticket, Trisha Paytas on a Republican ticket?
Tell you what. If Trisha Paytas runs on the Democrat ticket, I'll be able to vote for her.
I could see her going for like governor of California, and she'd be like, "Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger was also the governor of California."
She'd unironically be perfect, actually. And you know what? I think she'd be a good politician. Genuinely a good politician. Because you couldn't like blackmail her, you couldn't bribe her. Hey Trisha, we'll release your sex tape. Okay. What are you gonna attack her with?
Yeah, I too find it very hard to hate Trisha, right? Like there's a lot that's goofy about her, or a lot that's weird, but I think a lot of the hate is like people just not getting the joke, right?
Yeah.
Like she understands internet humor, and she has mastered it. And people that just don't get it are just helping make her more popular as a result. I mean, that's the entire basis of this episode, is that people just kept taking the bait. Television took the bait. Everybody took the bait.
And you know what? We're the smart ones because we understand the bait, but we also show up in the algorithm in exactly the same way.
Exactly.
She gets them coming and going, even us.
And with that, Beckett, where can people find you?
People can find me at Cope and Seethe on YouTube and Twitter and in their walls.
And you can find me at Diesel IRL, streaming weekly, and also at FPS Diesel whenever I upload to the main channel again. And also, that's it. I felt like there was a third thing.
Yeah,
but there wasn't.
Well.
All right, get out of here.
Take care, peace.